Hey guys, welcome back to SAP with IK. Hope you're all doing good. Today in this video, we'll discuss on the planning strategy 10, which is make to stock strategy group. And in this video, we'll discuss on how the plan stock will be considered by the sales order requirements versus the plan independent requirements. So from the name itself of the strategy group 10, we can understand that it is basically to meet the purpose of the make to stock scenario itself, but not the sales orders. But in case during the planning process of the make to stock, how are we going to fulfill the requirements against the sales order, and how are we going to assign the plan stock against the sales order, and how can we deliver those goods to the customer? So let's get started. So here I'm in SAP, and let me quickly go to the transaction MD04, and today we'll use the material P100 as an example. So here, if I show you the parameters for the P100, this is basically an in-house manufactured item by looking at the procurement type as E. And now you can see that the strategy group is 10, which is a make to stock planning strategy, right? So I've just assigned the strategy group, and now if you're going to ask me about the master data setup, you always need to have the strategy group assigned in the MRP3 view of the material master. So let me show you that as well. So in the MRP3 view, here we are going to assign this strategy group 10. That's it, and no other prerequisites are there basically to uh, manage the material in the make to stock environment. So now coming back, so here we can see that the available stock for this material is 90 pieces, and now I'm going to create a plan independent requirement and then followed by a sales order, right? So let's see how the stock will be allocated to them. So first I'm going to create a PIR, and the transaction that for that would be MD61. So here I've added those transactions as my favorites, and you can watch my other videos on how to add favorites to MD04. So I'm going to create the plan independent requirements in the 6-month horizon. So let's say in the month of Jan 2022, I'll be having a requirement of 40 pieces. And this is my forecast for now. And now I'm going to save this. So before I save, I would like to show you the uh, item details of this particular schedule line or the PIR. So here in the requirement type, you can see that the requirement type is LSF, which is for the make to stock scenario. So based on this strategy group that we have assigned in the material master, the requirement type will be automatically coming up as soon as you enter the plan independent requirements, and that is based on the configurations of the strategy group. So now we can see that the requirement type is LSF, and we have created a requirement of 40 pieces in the month of Jan 2022. And I'm going to save this PR and refresh MD04. So now you can see that the stock of 90 pieces has been assigned to the requirement of the 40 pieces. And now we are left over with a balance with 50 pieces, right? So out of 90, the 40 have been allocated to the independent requirement, and then we are left over with 50 pieces. In the same way, if I have received a sales order from the customer, right, during the manufacturing process. So before that, let me just run MRP and let's create a planned order for that. Uh, so here we can see that the requirement quantity is basically less than the available quantity. That's the reason we didn't have any planned orders created. So let me increase the PIR quantity. Let's say from 40, I'll make it as 140. Yeah, and now we can see that we are deficit of 50 pieces. So now if I run MRP, I should be getting a planned order. So refresh, and there you go. We have a planned order created for the 50 pieces. So under the BOM for the P100, there will be several components, right, that are needed to manufacture the product. So for those components, the planned order at this level is going to act as a dependent requirement. And based on the stock levels for those components, the purchase requisitions will also be created in case they are procured from the supplier or an external vendor. So now I'm going to create a sales order. And let me put the quantity as let's say 70 pieces, and the plant code is 1000. That's it. And save the sales order. Now refresh. We can see that the sales order 19166 item 10 has been created for the quantity of 70 pieces. But if you look at the available quantity, this has not been considered by the net requirement calculation. Why? Because in the make to stock environment, the sales orders are not considered as part of the net requirement calculation. So that's the reason you see this available quantity field as blank for the sales order demand. So now you might be having a question like, what if I want to sell these stocks to the customer, right? So for that, we can directly create a delivery document against this sales order and ship it to the customer. So let me show you that. So I'm going to the change mode of the sales order, and I'm going to run the availability check. So it says that the available quantity is there to meet the requirement. And now the next step is basically to create the delivery document. And I just need to pick this quantity, 70 pieces. That's it. Now you can see the status as fully picked. And in another screen, I would like to show you the stock levels before I post the PGI or the post goods issue. So now we have 90 available and the sales order requirement is 70 pieces. So now if I post the PGI of the 70 pieces, the stock should be reduced by 70 and I should be left over with 20 pieces, right? So that's according to the calculation. And here I'm going to do the PGI. That's it. The PGI has been completed. So now you can see that the sales order has been disappeared or removed from the MD04. Why? Because the available stock has been shipped to the customer. So now if I rerun the MRP again, so since we have a change in the stock quantity or the stock levels, so now the planned order quantity is also going to be updated based on the net requirement calculations here. So I'm going to run MRP, refresh. So now you can see that the planned order has been updated to 120 pieces. So the next step is to convert this planned order into a production order. And I'm going to release this order. Save it. Refresh MD04. Now we can see the production order 5985 that has been created. So I'm going to perform the goods receipt of the production order in the transaction MyGo. So item OK, check. Okay, these are a few mandatory fields here. I'm going to make it as test and check. So let me edit this as well. Okay, now check. Now it's green and I click on post. So if I go back to the MD04 and refresh the screen, so now we can see that the stock has been posted into the quality inspection stock. So there we can see that the production order has been replaced or updated by the QM lot. So now if the stock is still sitting in the quality inspection but not moved yet into the unrestricted stock. So to move that, I am going to post the quality inspection stock. So for that, I'm going to use the transaction QA11 to perform the usage decision against this inspection lot. So there are a few characteristics, so I would like to skip that for now. And coming to the inspection stock, I'm going to post the entire 120 pieces. So now the usage decision has been updated for the QM lot. And if I go back to the MD04 and refresh the list, you can see that the QM lot has been disappeared and the stock of, the quality inspection stock of 120 pieces has been moved into the unrestricted use. Right? So now the total available quantity is 140 and the requirement quantity against the PIR is also 140. So now we can see that the available stock has been updated based on the production process in order to meet the requirement of the plan independent requirement. And based on the net requirement calculation, we are left over with a zero quantity, like based on the availability versus the requirement quantity. So that's how the planning strategy 10 or the make to stock scenario works. That's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also click on the bell icon to receive updates. We'll meet again soon in our next video. Until then, take care, stay safe, stay healthy. Bye-bye.